Hello. Welcome back. And I'm super excited today, like always, because I want to talk to you when we are ready to move forward. Let me just put this light a little bit. Yes, perfect. There's moments in life that something is itchy, something's bother, something doesn't feel the same way. It's hard to wake up in the morning, or it's hard to have any ideas. It's hard to move forward. It's hard to get the phone. Oh my gosh, we need to get to there. Well, remember, my name is Rosalina Esquilin. I'm the CEO businesswoman, and I want to bring this information to you because sometimes, depend of our mindset and our personality, um, who we are, we get disconnected or we get bored of what we are doing. What's really happening to us? Is that the moment to move forward and change? Is the moment that the challenge is not a challenge and now you're in the borderline? So, how can you do that? How can you change that? And that's something that we need to be careful. Why? Because sometimes we want to do a business or we want to do this dream, right? And we are this those dreams has process, right? It's like any other thing. So you have a dream and you start in the romantic stage. You start seeing everything so beautiful, everything is perfect, nothing can go wrong, and we never think that something could happen. And when we are thinking about that or in that process, we lose the control in what could be the possibility if something doesn't come the way that we expected. But we can have many experiences about that. But when you are mentally, physically, and I would say spiritually growing out of that, how that will affecting you. Okay, let me just put you in this picture. I came to Florida with my husband, my daughter, and I think I said that before in one of the videos. And it was because he needs to finish his career. He wants to be an architect. In Puerto Rico, we have some kind of limitation financially to do that. And we know that in our country it would be very hard for him to grow or develop as an architect, right? So at the same time, financially, our business wasn't going well. And when the time comes to make the decision, we made the decision to move from the United States, from Puerto Rico to the United States. We came here to Florida with $500 and a daughter, 2 years, 2 years and a half girl. But it was the time to move forward. When we were in that situation, everything was like a so icky. I don't know. You can feel it in your skin. It's like it was compress. You feel compression. You feel like you cannot breathe, and at the same time, you feel inspired and you feel so much love for your family, your partner, right? And you know that you had to make a decision. It's like when you are swimming, right? You when you dive in the pool and then you start swimming up, right? But there's momentum that you says, wow, I think I'm too deep, right? And do I have enough oxygen to continue and go to the top? That happened in real life. When that happened is the moment to change and do not look back. And the thing is that how are you emotionally and mentally prepared to start making movements without feeling that you are not making the right decision? You had to be mentally strong to make the decision to move and leave everything. no matter what, because you know in your gut, in your inside, in yourself. You believe so much in that dream, in that communication that you have with the divine, with the universe, with your angels, with your guidance, spiritual guidance, and something has to change. And sometimes we feel like we don't know how to do it. And we think that because we leave everything now, that was the worst decision, or you had to start all over again, or that was lost. You know what? Nothing is lost. Everything is a learning process. And sometimes you need to be tough making decisions. And the thing is that sometimes we grow up on that we thought that it was the best thing for us. I know it's a better word in English to use, but that's the only way that I can tell you. I don't remember the other one, but there's momentum that you feel that you need to go to your next level, that this thing is not what you were looking for. When we made the decision to come from Puerto Rico to Orlando, to Florida, I started my real estate career as a sales consultant, like everybody else, right? And I challenged myself being at home, right? Because I was with my daughter, because the real estate allowed you sales, or I call it relationship, right? So, but sales allowed you to, one way or another, to be very flexible with your schedule. And in real estate, I'm very flexible. I can work from home. Okay. So I start as a real estate agent, licensed real estate agent. I start working from home. I get two clients, and those two clients make the contract the same weekend. And I sold $1.3 million in a weekend. That is approximately 5 figures, right? That I make in a weekend. So for that, it's like that's the goal. I just did it. I'm okay. Outgrow, I outgrow that part of the real estate, right? So in Puerto Rico, I outgrow to be a mom, to be at home doing nothing, just doing the business with my husband. But I saw and I feel like my husband and us could be doing better here in Florida. We came from Puerto Rico to Florida. My husband has two bachelor's degree and a master in architecture. He's a GC. So now he's a builder. We're building out single family homes. We used to do it for the county, right? We do it for affordable housing. Now we're doing for clients. We build the houses, and whoever want to purchase, we will be selling the house. We also do custom homes. In addition to that, we are doing pools, right? So I start real estate, and I want to put this together for you too as well, because you outgrow your businesses. You outgrow your position as a CEO. You outgrow your position as a salesperson. You outgrow your position as a team member or team leader. So I want you to understand that when you get uncomfortable, when things start getting annoying, it's because you had to take a moment to think and breathe and start write it down. Why do I feel this way? Why I'm not in love anymore? Why this relationship? Because this businesses are relationship. Why is this relationship right now not giving me the same passion? Give it to me the same excitement. Why is not giving it to me the same um, emotions? It's like any relationship, right? So it's the moment to start like a making a retrospection. We need to start looking back. What is happening when we outgrow our dream? That dream has a part A, B, C, D, E, and it will be continue growing. That's why you will see that people will says, no, I start like at the janitor and all of a sudden is the person running the hotel. Because they know the whole structure, they know the whole place, they know everything. They're going through the process of the training, but they started in the basic one. You know what? Now that I'm saying this, my husband went to his interview in Universal Studios here in Orlando, Florida, and he says that it was super interesting that in the welcome training for the team members, these team members leaders were saying, I started in the stands in the theme park, right, with the selling the refreshments or the popcorn or things like that, or the stands there. All of a sudden they're the one doing the trainings. Why? Because they grow with the company. There's no limit for you to grow, but you're going outgrowing some positions that will take you to a different levels of that business or that dream that you always has been had. But sometimes we think that it's not that anymore. That's not the dream anymore. We are in the wrong career, or we are in the wrong position, or we start fighting with everything because we don't feel comfortable. It's you feel it, you feel it, you feel it. You feel so out of place that you think that that is not your calling anymore, and you had to be careful. I would tell you that write it down. How do you feel and why you're feeling that way? What happens? Why you don't feel that romantic stage anymore? Why you don't feel that you can pick up the phone or solve a situation or deal with your team or deal with your peers in a good relationship? Why is that thing that make you like a this is not my place anymore? Because maybe in your area or in your company there's another place that you can feel more excited, um, revitalized, or more inspired, love, and you can go back to that romantic stage because you outgrow that position, you outgrow that level. And I'm telling you this because I was talking with my daughter and she was telling me, Mama, you need to tell people how to know when is your next level. And the thing is that depend on your personality, your mental, your mental mindset, and your nervous system, you will move faster, or you can make the decision to walk away. It happens to me once, and lose another opportunity. For example, I was working in McDonald's when we came from Puerto Rico. I have an opportunity to go to work in McDonald's, and I was assistant manager. I think I have been saying this in my previous videos before. And I was not happy the way that the senior assistant manager or the second or the first assistant manager was doing the stuff, and the manager either. So one day I walk away because for me, my standards and the standards that McDonald's has, it was black and white because we're dealing with food and we're dealing with people, right? So the thing is that when I will call to my district manager office, and she want to know exactly why did I walk away from my chief from the company. Sorry, I told her, let me tell you, I do not like the way that they're running the store. And the way that you train me is very black and white. And she said, there's nothing black and white. I said, yes, because you cannot have gray in the area. So white and black, black and white. You give me the training, you tell me how to. This is the specification, this is the way that we had to do it. And she told me, if you didn't walk away, you will be my number one store here in Lake Buena Vista, and it was one that it was across Disney Springs that before it was downtown Disney. And it was so funny to hear that she says that, but I outgrow my assistant position because of the discomfort to see these people doing the things that they were not doing correctly. But because I'm too explosive, I make the decision to walk away and I lose an amazing opportunity. I don't know, it was an amazing opportunity because that store opens 24 hours and then one of those schedules will be on me. And I don't know if I would like to do that, but just the opportunity to get offered that was amazing. That would be super cute. But coming back to the real estate, I started real estate as a real estate licensed agent. I was not a broker. So you start with the basic license, right? We all start that way. Licensed real estate agent. I did not pay, well, they call it the MLS, the multi-listing system, because I did not have the budget for that. But my license allowed me to sell new constructions. So I made myself the expert of the location, because location, real estate. In addition to that, I sold $1.3 million in a weekend. But that was my top level. I sold the first two to two. I was living in an apartment, and the main guys were friends with my husband. And those guys, they both purchased in the same location in the same weekend, and I sold $50,000 in between both of them. I was almost in the $1 million range of sales. It wasn't not over there, but those sales allow me to grow, to continue having the knowledge. All of a sudden, I met one sales consultant and one developer, and we were chatting. We were talking. I told him what I was seeing about the surroundings, like their competition or the quality of the other properties, because they were like a high-end level properties, and there was another ones in the surrounding areas. And I was making my observations, and we were discussing about that. He changed positions and he went to work as a manager in a new construction company with another different company. He found my information, give it to one of his agents and tell him, hey, you know what? Call this realtor and told her to help us to sell the two last units in Winter Garden. In a weekend, they give me that the first weekend we sold one house. It was almost $360,000, and the other one was at the other corner was sold the next weekend, pretty much the same amount. I'm touched again. What? The 700,000. But I was like, no, I had to sell more. I know I can do it. Now it's that challenge. So I outgrow. I change. My knowledge change. My opportunities change. So that what means that I cannot be staying in the same position, because my nervous system will not allow me to, and my mental set, it will not allow me to do that. So what I had to do, my mental mindset, it will not allow me to. I need to continue growing. Now I had to make more challenge, because then I'm gonna be bored. Then it's gonna be easy. This is not a challenge anymore. And then what I'm gonna do exactly what amazing other people does: quit. And quitting in real estate is losing a lot of money and a lot of knowledge. And the thing is that I don't think it twice. If there is the opportunity, I just going to move to the opportunity, because the only thing that could happen is what I'm going to make the decision to happen. If I say that it's not working for me, oh, trust me, it will not work for me. But if I say I'm going there and I'm gonna make it and everybody will know about me, trust me, everybody will know about me in a good way. In a good way. The thing is that I outgrow that. They call me, they offer me a job to be running one of his locations. It was in Apoca Lake. Um, oh my gosh, I forgot the name. Oh, Lake Apoca, Belmont Reserve. And it was a townhomes. They have been there for 2 years without being sold. And many of the contracts just fall through. They haven't made so much sales. But before I start signing the contract with them, right? Because it's the interview process, the background check, and the blah, 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 the documentation that I had to be submitting back and forth, things like that. My contract was not finished with the Ken Hofnanian home that was going to be working with this developer. And I have the most amazing experience. 2 calls the same weekend, and I sold $1.3 million in a community that was not even established. They wasn't open. But what happened? I move. I believe and I move and I do my best. But I outgrow it again. I came from 2 sales, almost $1 million. Now I am in the $1 million range. Working from home part-time. But in the meantime, I was at home studying real estate. I was at home getting my website. I was at home getting like a little trips during the morning and go and see the location and know the communities. Because the only way that I can do my best is an outgrowing to go to the top of the top is just learning. It's just putting myself on it. So that situation happened. When that happened, they called me, the company, that we need to sign the contract. So, hello, my compensation is like a five figures. It's coming from these sales before signing the contract, and I make 6 figures next year in that company. I was the rookie of the year, and I went to, was supposed to be 3, uh, top of the month sales consultant. I said it's supposed to be 3 because they did something maybe fishy there. But anyways, we know who you know who you are. But anyways, the thing is that I outgrow, but at the same time, I did not put any emotions in the process. I did not make any different decision. I did that already in McDonald's, right? But in this one, I really was very passionate about it. But for me, selling 2 and getting almost $1 million, no, I know how to do that. I have been done twice. I need to go to the $1 million. Now I had to go to the developer. Now I need to continue outgrowing this. But what happened? Every time that I was outgrowing, I was having the same emotion, the same excitement, the same romantic stage with that process. When I was in the new construction, I started as the owner. It's not the owner, but it was my office. It was my location. So I'm responsible of it. If I am responsible, everything has to be running perfectly. So I started making an inventory. I went online. They have this map for the location for the houses that it was already sold, the houses that it was pending, or the house that was available, right? And I saw the prices right there. When I went to the computer, I saw the prices there. Do you see how much excitement I have about this, that new position in the real estate? I never saw that I finished the real estate. I never saw, oh, this is nothing else in the real estate. I'm not happy with this. Or no, 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 no. There was another stage, even more excited. Now I'm making this audit. I will look at what I have in the inventory in my computer and the documents, what it says, because the documents has the price, but the website has the price and the incentives, but also the website has the information. And you know what? None of them match. Now I'm outgrowing even more because now it's not like I'm the sales consultant. Mm-mm-mm. Um, I had to be the best of the best in the administration of that business. Now I am the CEO because that is my community. Now I'm not a realtor anymore. Now I am outgrow inside of the own business. I haven't changed my license. Eh, but real estate has so many steps, so many opportunities, and you continue outgrowing it. What is you whatever you're doing right now, what will be your next level? What would be that thing that puts you in so much excitement that you want to do it? How much would you challenge yourself to go crazy in your mental mindset, with your manifestations, with your law of attraction, with your believing in the universe has everything ready for you? What is that? What is your next level? Why you feel uncomfortable? Did you outgrow what you're doing right now and you think that you don't love your job anymore? Because let me tell you something, it has to be very bad to go every morning wake up and have that kind of wacky energy to go to work when you can do something better in your same work. Maybe in your same place there's some other opportunities that you can, maybe something else that you want to learn. And now this is not that excited anymore because you're like in the top of the top, right? That's depend on who you are. Your mindset is very important because if you think that you are out, that there's nothing else for you, then you have to deal with that. Because if you think there's nothing else, that company doesn't have anything else for you, then you have to look what company allow you to grow. But be careful, they have seniorities too. How are you going to be competing with those that have the seniority and you're thinking that you're the one that is coming to get any other person position because now you're outgrow your own company? Okay, so I was in real estate doing that with the new construction. That year, I made six figures. I sold 32 units in 6 months, 6 units monthly. Every time that I have been changed or that thing I have been outgrowing it, I saw the other thing as an opportunity. And things happened. It's time to move forward. I decided after I finished that to have my real estate office. It's time to move forward. I'm bored right now. I went to sales real estate by myself. Well, not by myself, but with as a real estate licensed agent in a new construction, and then under a brokerage. Then I went to work with a developer. Then now I decided to open my office. Why? Because it was challenging. It was good. And you know what is the main point for me to do that? Because I want to train the realtors to be the best of them and provide them everything that they need to do an amazing career. And now I get bored. And right now, I'm outgrowing that. Right now, I'm almost going to shut down the office in 24 hours or 48 hours. And I'm super happy for the next step. And my next step is continue building houses with my husband. So we are now developers. And like I said before, the first house selling as a single family home, luxury home, is for $1.5 million. We have been done this before for affordable housing in one of the counties here in Florida. But now is our business. Now is another excitement. Now is another romantic stage with my husband in the business. And now in this business. And there's a little baby going out on the side because we would like to also, or we are going to build pools as well. So, how amazing is you notice that you are outgrowing what you're doing, but you have the right mindset to hear your internal inside voice that it says it's time to move on. It's nice to it's good to get excited again. Let's make this challenge again. Let's do this. Let's use all our energy. Let's use the universe, the divine, the angels, the ancestors, the spiritual guides, everyone. Put it in the dream, put it in your goals, and just do it. Go for it. You are the one to read your own destiny. You are the one to read and write it down and put that amazing book that is your story, that is your life. What you want to read about you, what it will be your memoirs, what you want people to know about you. People are gonna talk, oh yes, all the time. Who cares? They don't pay your bills. Uh, Let me ask you something. When people have been paid your bills or your travels or vacations or uh, doctor appointments, oh honey, I'm not gonna get sick for anyone. That energy is going back to senders. I'm not going to get sick. I don't care what they think. I don't care what they said. Yeah, sometimes of course we care, but we had to remove that very fast. You know what? And I said in one of the videos, if you get very very upset that you feel it in your bloodstream, you know that that blood get contaminated for 72 hours. I'm not going to get any sickness for anyone. Let me tell you something. I have been dropped 10 pounds already since January. So this 54 years old girl that is going to be in September is already 10 pounds less. Guys, you need to love who you are. Nobody else is going to do it. You need to be your own cheerleader. You need to outgrow yourself. I didn't used to make up that much, and it's not that much, but I'm making more. I used to make up more than before, and I have been changed. I'm looking for how I can look more elegant when I walking with my husband, when I'm with my husband, how can I represent him? How can I be more feminine to him? Or if you to your partner, how you doing that? How you're behaving with them? It is how your business, how you represent your business, how you're dressing. You have any challenge to use a dress that maybe size, I don't know, small or medium? What you doing about it? If you feel like that dress and I cannot, now you need to get that passion and start losing your weight, and you need to go back to your sexiness, girl, or if you're a guy, you're sexy boy. So try to see how can you go back to that romantic stage. Is the momentum to change your life, how you want people to know about you. What's the story that you want them to talk about you? It's so funny because nobody should know that I was closing my office, and I have an agent that called me. Hey, somebody tell me this and this and this and this, and I want to know from you. Yeah, I will close the office. How they know? They were so happy. There were people super happy, and I says, oh my gosh, Central Florida real estate evolve around me. Everything is around me. If I move, they try to see what I'm doing. If I stop breathing, oh, she stopped breathing. Let's see what happened. Let people talk. Let people to be excited, or let people to be scared for what you're doing or what is you're capable to. Because when you're different, they want to know what you're doing. If they are not commenting about you, then you're not doing anything. That they get scared. Let them to be scared and enjoying the moment. So remember, when you're outgrowing, take it with so much passion and be careful that your mindset is in the correct way. And remember that your nervous system is going to react. So if you feel icky, uncomfortable, go back to central yourself and start making the decisions that you had to make. So take care. I'm going to see you tomorrow, and I hope you have been like the past 3 videos. And we would like to continue give it to you this opportunity for you to grow and see your dreams and move forward to your dreams. And remember, I have 2 courses right there. One of them is how to be a real estate investor, because you don't need a real estate license to make money in real estate. You can do it as an investor. The course is like a 7 days masterclass. The link is it's going to be below in the description box. And also, I have another one that it says the revert. And in that one, I'm talking about when something happened to you, how to turn your life back and start making your life 1,000% better. So if you have any questions, you can also, I'm gonna also put the email over there that you can reach out to me. We can have a one-on-one conversation. We can have a phone call. We can find the way to put you in the correct track, because this 2026 is just started. And we are in the, I think it's the second quarter for whoever is selling or doing, let me use the word sales, but doing relationship and growing your business. This is the time to start making all the money in the world. Forget about his vacation. There's no vacations for you're working in sales. You're always working, even people doesn't know that you're working. If you want to know how to do that, just get in contact with me. We're going to be it will be a pleasure and an honor be working with you guys and change your life forever. So take care. Have a wonderful day. Bye.